So now today we are going to learn about class declaration. What are the variables is there? How exactly that variables is going to store in the memory and all things we are learning it. So I wanted to create a class, okay? And you might know that you might be knowing that how to create a class and all. Okay, let's see from the starting of this. So as soon as I come here and it is going to be there in the project, let's say you are already there in the project. If you are not aware of if you are not aware of how to create a project, you just you can see the old videos and all. So let's say I am opening one class and this is there and I wanted to create a class. So I have just selected the project and there I wanted to develop one class. So I wanted to develop a class called I wanted to develop a class called phone. So I wanted to create, and if I doesn't want to keep any of the package, if this class I don't want to keep under any of the package, I have two packages here, ICS.com and SBI is there. If I don't want to keep any of the packages, I can keep it at default place, or else if I wanted to make it any of the package, I can select this. Okay, any of the package I can select like this and I can type my class name and all. So if I doesn't want, if I am not specifying any of the things, then it is going to be create a default things and all. So now I am creating a class here. I am going to create a public static void manager also. So I have added things and here we are going to develop one of the class and a few of the variables. So now this is the things and a person. Okay, instead of person, I wanted to rename it the phone by mistake. I did. So I wanted to rename this as a phone. So how do I rename it? Okay, I have selected this person and I just typed it. So in rename and there I am giving it the phone. So it is going to change as a phone. So I'm just giving that. So automatically it is going to change as a phone. It is going to change as a phone. It is going to change as a phone. Let's see how, yeah, it is created as a phone and all. So I wanted to create a few of the variables. So phone, what are the variables we have it? This is an object, right? Phone is an object. You are handling in your hand you have a phone, right? In your hand you have a phone, right? So what are the attributes we have it? Phone, what are the attributes we'll have it? So somebody, what they can ask, they may ask you model of the phone and model of the phone and model of the phone, it will be string, right? And what more will be there? And company of the, what company it is. Phone might be Samsung or else Oppo, okay, Asus, and all different companies and so different kind of variables we have it. So that variables to declare it, I am developing a one phone application. For that I am declaring the variables. So one is a phone is a model and I am also declaring the company, what company it is and all. I have declared it. String is there. Now I want to define a methods for this. I want to define, if I wanted to define a values, I want to set values for these two variables. What is it? I have to develop the one constructor. The approach is I can just right click it and I can create a constructor also. I just selected that and here I can come here and generate a constructor will be there. I can use that. Okay, generate constructor using fields. So I just selected. So what are the fields I wanted to select? I have selected it and I just selected and the methods I can keep it wherever you wanted to keep it and after company here this company model is there after a string. So insertion point, okay, first member or second member model or after where you wanted to keep it. I wanted to create after company. String company is there na string. This is the, you are seeing my cursor, right? String company. After that I wanted to create the methods. So I'm just creating a method. So I have created a constructor. Phone is a constructor and there I am passing two values and I calling the super class. It is going to call the super class and I want to set the values. So for this model and the company's values, I wanted to set it. So so I have created class and you may be seeing that why I am using this keyword, why I am using this keyword and all, how I can avoid this keyword and all. You may be thinking about it. I'll be covering that points in this video definitely. So now I wanted to set values, model and company values. I wanted to set it. So for this object I wanted to set it. If you want for any object, if you wanted to set any values for an object, if you wanted to for an object, if you wanted to set values, that time what you have to do it, we have to create a object for this class. Okay, if you wanted to create an object for this class, so I am going to use a phone p is equal to new phone p, like this. That is one thing. Okay, this is the phone p and all. Here it is not having a default constructor, and that is the reason it is showing me, hey, I need the values and all. Suppose if you have the default constructor, it will not ask you to value, it will not ask you any, it will not throw error and all. So default constructor, by using default constructor you are not setting the values, but of course you how to fix the problem I have shown you that. Okay, and now I wanted to set for the, when you are creating an object, that time I want to set a model and company, what model it is and all. So to do that we are going to create an object. So this is the way you are going to, I want to, so as soon as I call this, when I run this program, the execution always starts from here only. When I run this program, the execution is going to start from this only. Will you see? Yeah, let me add you to confirm that the program execution is coming from here and all, to see that I am adding comments here. So I'm adding here, I am adding whether it is coming here or not. To see that I am just giving numbers here, 1 1 like this, and after that whether it is after it's completed it is coming here or not, to see that the flow what I am talking it is happening at all. We'll see that. So whenever I have written my class, and automatically whatever you do, and I am using IDE, right? So if you do any modification, automatically it is going to compile. Automatically it is going to compile. So automatically it is going to be compiled. So if I remove something, it is going to compile. It is going to be automatically, it is recompile and build and all the things it is going to do it. That is the benefit of IDE. So now I am running that, how the program flow is going to be happen, and how the objects are there, those things and all we will be seeing here. How the objects are there, what is the methods and all, how do you handle it and all, you are learning it. So it is a little depth concepts you are learning now. So and useful concepts. Now I'm running this program. Now I am running this program. I run this program. When I run this program, that time it is going to start, my execution start from main method. So let's see that whether it is starting from here also. I run this main method. So because it is run this statement, that is the reason it has shown the 1 1 the first time. If you see the output, where I can see the output, to I wanted to see this output, right? Okay, see this, and it has run this here, and after that it has gone to it is default constructor, right? That is the reason it has gone here. You may ask you, sir, it is went or not, how do you know? Yeah, I am going to keep the comment comments there also, whether it is went or not you can see it, whether it is went or not you can see it. So whether, okay, I'm keeping as a default constructor, I'm writing a default constructor, I'm writing it, so that he'll have a clarity whether it is went or not. I'm adding a default constructor. I run this program. I'm running this program. I'm compiling this program. So see this, it has got printed it, and when I call this statement, that time this code is going to executed. When I compile this program, when I'm running this program execution is starting from here. I said it to prove you that what I did. I have shown you the console commands, and it is coming here only 1 1. So it is assumed that, okay, assume not, it is decided always compiler or interpreter will comes the main method, from there only it is coming. Once it is 1 1 and is printed, after that phone p is equal to 1 p, and after this is the object, and after that, okay, 2 2 is there. 2 2 is where in this method only it gone here, and first of all this method controller has come here, it is executing here. After that, when you call here, the controller is going to go here. So that is the reason, the result is Okay, that is the reason. That is the reason you are seeing this. That is the reason when you run this, okay, that time there is the constructor it has been called. After that, okay, after that control is going to come back here. It is not going to call, it is not going to execute this thing because you have called this default constructor. That is the reason it is executed. After that, a controller is going to come back here. So now once it is done, okay, and you are seeing, right? So when I run this program, it is coming here and it is executing this. After that, I am adding the phone p is equal to phone p. So when I use this statement, the controller is going here and it is completing here. After that, it will not run this. Once this constructor is completed, the controller is going to come back from here to here. And after that, sys dot output at println 2 2 is there. That is the reason it is going to it is going to show you 2 2 line number 2 2 and all. It is showing you that 2 2 and all. It is showing you that, correct. And now you understood that how the flow is happening it. So now if I wanted to call, okay, if I want to set a values to these variables, these variables, we'll say these variables are instance variables, and these variables are attributes, we'll say. Okay, and if you want to set, if you want to set a values and all, how you are going to do it. So if you wanted to set a default value something, so that time you have to use the default constructor. Let me do that. P1, I'm using a method as P1, and I wanted to set a values. Okay, here is a model is there and a company is there. Both are strings, all right. So I am passing the values in double quotations. I am passing the values in double, both are strings only, right? So the model is, okay, y to 22, and the phone is Oppo. Phone is Oppo. Spelling is correct only, right? And so now I clicked on it, and this is going to come there and all. So now I run. So when I call this program, what is going to, last time when I call this, when I run this program, when this statement is executed, that time it is coming here. Now after that, controller has come here. When I am running this line, when the compiler is running this line, that time the controller is going to go here. After that, once it is complete, it is going to come here. Shall we see? Yes, now I am adding this statements. Now I am adding the things and all. So you are going to learn many things here. So super, before super statements, in when you are using constructor, that time super keyword, before that you should not keep anything. So I'm adding the thing, and it is a argumented constructor, parameterized constructor, and also they'll say that param constructor, parameterized constructor. So this is and all. So I'm adding the statement here. I'm adding the statement, and here I'm keeping as a main method. Okay, I'm keeping as a main method. I'm keeping as a main method. I am running this program. When I run this program, what is going to happen? And we'll see that. When I run this program, I'm running this program. As per the explanation, what I was telling that how the flow is going to happen. So always main method is going to get executed. After that, this is the output is going to come. When I call this, when this line is executed, the control is going to go here. Okay, and after that, the controller, once it is executed, it will not execute this code. The controller is going to go from here to here. So it resulted that it is going to show 2 to. Once it is completed, I am executing this phone p1 is equal to on p, like this. So it is going to call this statement. Whenever this statement is getting executed, once it is reached the semicolon, it is going to go here. So resulted that it is going to show, okay, this statement and all, it is going to show that once this assignment is over, that controller is going to go from here to here. It is going to come. So this is going to come and executed. So now at the end of the, so now you understood the flow of the program. Let me run this program, and whether it is how it is executing, we'll see it. How it is executing, we'll see it. So now you understood this is the, so see, one and is printed. And when I'm calling phone P is equal to P, phone P is equal to P. So it is coming here and it is executing this. Once it is executed, what is happening? The controller is not executing this code. It is coming back to here. So sys dot output dot println 2 and all. Sys dot output 2 and all. Okay, and after 2 and it has created the phone p1 is equal to new phone p, and you are passing okay, y 2020 like this. So this is the arguments constructor, 2020 is there and compare is there. So the result at that is a param constructor has been printed. Okay, and after that, what is, once it is executed, what is happening? The control is going back to here 333 like this. Sys dot output function, sys dot output as statement 33 and all, it is showing you that. So now it is that. Now at this time, at this status, what is happening it? So if you see here, it is going to create two objects in the memory. So when it is executing it, it is going to create an object as a p in the JVM where the objects is going to get executed. The objects is going to get created in the JVM. The objects are going to be generated in the JVM. So when the statement is getting executed, that time object is there in the JVM. Let's see how the JVM is there and all the things. Okay, all the things and all, we'll see that. So now when this line is getting executed, when this line is dot output action, when this phone p is equal to, when it is executing it, what is happening it? So in the JVM, this phone p is equal to finish. That time it is going to create an object. Let's say it is going to, let's assume that it is all JVM. So it is going to create an object, and this object we have named it as a p. We are named as a p, right? Or p1. That is object. See this, and you have created one more object, and more create object. You have referred that name as a, p1. You have referred as that name as a p1, correct? And first of all, whether it is objects are created or not, we'll see it. Whether the objects are created or not, we'll see that. How do I see that? I'll print this. So I can get the address in the memory, and I can get the memory, in the memory I can get address what, when it is created, where it is created and all. So I'm just p1 and p1 I'm doing it. So I'm running this program. When I run this program, I can see this object location. I can see the object location. See this phone po is there, and I'm seeing the address in the JVM. One of the address it has picked and it has given that. So next thing, what is going to happen that, and when it is creating objects, it is the having these two variables, right? Two variables also, and two variables also it is going to, when the objects, it's going to have the two variables, that two variables also it is going to keep it. So one is string is there model, and string name like this. We have two variables also, it is going to keep it there. It is going to keep in the that object itself, it is going to keep it. So this variable is p, this variable is a p, correct? This variable is a p, this object, and this is one more object p1 and other things. And I have string is there, string model, and string name is there, name, string model is the name is there. Two objects I have created. These are two objects it has created, correct? Two objects as well. And if I have a model, so every object is keeping that. In this object it has string model and all, this object it is having its own, this is okay, every object that has that own variables and all. Okay, for this object is having its own name, model and name. For this object it has one name and model and name. Okay, it is going to create a separate copy for the each and every object. Okay, that variables is going to be the variables, whatever you have it, that variables is going to have the separate copy. For the p1 it is one separate copy, and p is a separate copy. And if you are having some methods also, let's say you have a method, let's say you have a method. So what is that? Every phone we have a implementation for the making a call. So I'm just keeping as a method as a void and a make a call. Make a call. Make a call is there. And I have a method called receive. Receive call. Receive call. I have a method called receive call. And I have my make a call is there and receive call is there. These methods also will be available for the each and every method that will have their own set of method have the okay make a call, and here it will for this also it will have its own method. The methods is not for the whole object is going to create it. So make a call will be there and receive call will be there. Receive call is there. How you are going to say that? Okay, now is the make a call is there. Make a call. So this is the thing, and the receive call is there. And for this, so you have a phone, you got one phone. Okay, that phone you have a facility of to make a call. You have a facility to make a call. You have a button, and to receive a call, you have a button. Okay, you have a button, and for the making a call and receiving a call, you have a button. For the receiving call, you have a button. You have a button called make a call and receive a button is there. And to make a call, this is the button, and to receive a button, you have a button. You have a button. Okay. So this is the way. So for making a call, this is, and for releasing a call, this is, and all. So let's say it's I'm just for fun I have created it. So the methods is each and every method they have their own methods and all. So how you can show you method and all, you may ask me. So let's see that how I am going to do it. So if I am printing, see this, I wanted to first okay, let it keep it. I wanted to print whatever the values I'm passing it, that I value to print it. So I'm keeping it as sys dot output dot println sys dot output. So I wanted to get the sys dot output complete statement sys. I typed it and after that control space I typed it, and I am going to get, I just kept this sys control space bar, I kept it, and I'm going to get sys dot output. I'll get the all the values. So I'm printing the values. Okay, one is a model, one is a model under plus, and after that I have a company. I'm keeping as company. So I'm using printing calling this method. If I want to call a method, what is that? How I am going to, I am not using any instruction. I'm directly using whatever the variable is there. That variable only I'm using it. Whatever the variable it is there, that variable only I'm doing. I'm not creating any instantiation, right? So if I call, okay, call a p1 dot. So to prove that what I was saying, that this every object they have their own set of methods and all, to prove that what I'm doing is a p1 dot make a call. See this, I call this p1 dot, and I am also calling that p1 dot receive call. So receive call. So you may have a doubt whether the call has come here or not. So that is the reason I am keeping as a one statement. I make a call method to differentiate. I am keeping as a make a call method. Make call method. Okay, and this is the receive call method. Receive call method. This is the receive call method. I am having a methods printing. I am calling this receive call method. So I wanted to call this method. I wanted to call this method. So now I am p dot method, and all p dot make method is there. P dot receive call is there. So I am using this make a call and I wanted to use it, right? And this is dot it is there. And now I am using it, sys dot bundle. I am using the make a call. So I am using this and a p dot call, right? So what is happening it and I call this p dot p1 dot p dot make a call. So it is going to come here. Let's see what you are observing it. So yeah, I'm also having it. So you are observing, okay, you need to observe the things very carefully, sir. So this is the object as a p1. So I'm just creating as a p1 like this. So what is going to happen it when you call this program, when this method is getting executed, what is happening it? So it is creating an object, okay, phone p is equal to phone p. So it is going to create an object, okay, it is going to create an object. Let's say you are executing this program, that time how it is handling and all you are seeing it. Let's say this is my jvm. So I am getting executing, I am calling this. So this output is going to be show as a, this is the one like this. I am going to get this output, correct? I am going to get this output. When I am running this program, I'm going to get the first, this is the line number 111 and all. So I'm creating the phone p is equal to p. So what is going to do, it is going to create an object. It is going to create an object. I'm creating a big object. So after that I am calling it. So p dot make a call, I did it. What I said, when I create an object, that time what I said, I it is going to create two variables. One is, it is going to, I said it is going to create a two variables. One is model, and what is the company is their company. It is going to set, and if you are not assigning any values, it is going to set the default values. So and methods, what are there, that methods you are there, make a call and receive call, that two methods you have added here. And this method you have named it, this method you have named as a, this method you have named it as a yes, okay, whatever p or whatever it is. So now I am not setting any value. That is the reason this model and company, it is going to have the default values. See this, the model and company, I'm not passing any values. It is going to have the default. So now I'm passing this, I'm not passing any arguments, sir. So that time what is going to, it is going to call this object. So object will have, when constructor calls, it's going to create an objects with these variables and methods and all things. So that is the reason it is created. And we are not setting any value, it is going to have the default values. So when I call this, when I call this p dot main method, p dot make a call. So what is going to happen? You have created an object. After that, p dot main make a call is there. So when it is created object, I have methods, right? So I'm using p dot this instance variable dot make a call is there, and make a call, what is there? You are using the variables like a model and company. So model and company, what are the variables? Default values you have it. Whatever the default, what are the default values is so what are it is both are strings only, right? Default values, it might be null. Okay, null, both places it's going to be null. It is a string, right? So both places null. So when I do this, so make a call, that time it is going to print this value whatever I have. So whatever it is there, and it is going to print a name. And the output might be, when I call this pre dot main call, the output is going to be like this model, this value, and null and company and all things. It is going to show you that output might be like this. So output, how it is going to be like this. Let me, output will be like this. Just coming here, and output will be like this. So not copied, output is going to be model colon colon like this. It's going to be there, model. So output is going to be like this, model colon colon, and null, and so it is going to be like this. Wherever value is there, that place you are going to have the null, and wherever the variable is there, that place it is going to have the null. and it will not have plus also. This is the value. So this is the things we are going to show. So it might be appear like this, no underscore and all things. Now I have call this burn method, and after that make a call is there. After that receive call is there. Make a call I call, and after that receive call is there. So output is going to have the receive call. You are seeing right now. You are going to see this one by one approach. Receive call is there. Receive call is there. And after receive call, what is going to happen? You are having this receive call is there. After that, what is that? You are printing 200 and p 200 and p is object. P is an object. Okay, p is an object. So it is, and after that you are creating an object. Phone p1 is equal to this thing and all. So you are passing a value y 220 and like this, y 220 like this. This is the values you are passing it, and you are setting the values. You are setting the values. You may have a doubt why I am adding this. You can't learn all the things at a time. You will be learning slowly. So why it is the this keyword is there, and here what are the method arguments you are passing, that arguments, and what are the variables you are using here, both are same. That is the reason I have added this to differentiate it. To know this, these variables are related to. So for now, you to understand this, I am keeping as m like this, m and c. So I am going to remove the c also, this also. Okay, and here is m and here is c. So just to you have to understand the yeah, and this is the c. So now I pass this m, and the other I pass the c values. So whatever the m is there, model is here, and company c is here. So now what I am doing it, I am running this program. So when I call this phone p1 is equal to this thing, I am passing y220 and oppo. So when I call this, that time this is going to call this constructor. So it is going to pass this y and oppo and all. So whatever the values I got it, I am going to have this printed is model and all things and all. So I have, in this case, when I call, I'm going to create one more object. I'm going to create one more object, correct? So here I have a model. I have a model. So if you see, each object have its own copy of the variables. So for this p, it is have, if you see, for this p, it has its own copy of the variables, and if you see p1, it is having its own copy of the variables, isn't it? So I have a copy, and what are the model you send, that model it is going to store here. That model is going to be stored here. And Oppo is the company is Oppo. Company is Oppo. Oppo. Okay, and we have methods like this method. We have methods make call, that is also it is there. So now I'm calling. It is going to create. Okay, this make a call. That's methods also it is going to create. These two methods also it is going to create in this object also. In this object also we have that variables. Okay, this have this. Now I'm calling this object I named as a P1, right? This object I named as a P1. I named as a P1. So P1 dot model, P1 dot company, and this object is methods is common, right? Methods, for this method it is a local variable. That is the reason I'm not using any instance variable. So I'm not creating P1 and all. So this is the method, and p1 dot method call. Okay, p1, and now I'm, let's see that when I run this program how it is going to. So when the statement is executed, that time definitely it is going to go here, and it is going to print this make a call. It is going to have the printer for the make a call, and I think when I'm running this, the here also it will have the make a call statement. Okay, and here also we'll have make a. Now let me run this program, and I want to run this program. So now I am doing what is happening. This is the sys dot output or println. and after that p is equal to p, default constructor is called, and make a call is a make a call. And you have already seen that null null and all, it is going to give it, I said, right, null null. And so it is a receive call is done because I have called the receive call. And after that second object creation and parameter is constructor, because I have used this argumented constructor, I mentioned their values. That's where it is calling all this thing and all. Let me show you detailed flow. Okay, that is very very important. Let me show you the detailed flow. So what is happening here? Why it is moving? Okay, instead of there, I will add a bottom. Okay, now it is. Okay, now I'm running it. So the flow, how it is going to happen, we'll see it slowly. When I run this program, what is happening it? Okay, and so first time the my control is going to come here. So sys dot output dot println, it is printing it. So one is good. After that, a phone p is equal to phone p. So that is the reason it went to here, and this constructor has been called. So default constructor has been called. After that happen, the control will not run this program. It is going to, this control is going to give back to the main method, and get back the main method. So main method, what is then p dot make a call, p dot make a call is there, and make a call is what is there, this is the make a call. So what is happening, it is going to print make a call. Yes, make a call method is there. After that arguments, values is there. What are the values is there, that is printing model and colon null and company is there. Model is there, and content, whatever is there content, I am printing it. Okay, model. And by default, if you are not initializing any values, it's going to be null, right? So that is the reason, we will have, we are going to print the default values. So model is null and company also null. Now I am printed this, and after that I am calling the receive call. So I have received the call, and this is over. After that, what is happening, and I am creating it. So after that is data root println 200 and 2p and all. See this? Okay, 200, triple two is there, and after that p. Okay, I have created here as a p, and here object I have printed it, right? So it is printing the object. So next one is a p1 object creation. Yes, p1 object creation. So when I am calling this P1, phone P1 is there, and I am passing two arguments. So resulted that it is going to call this argumented constructor. This is the argument constructor. To differentiate it, I mentioned is a normal constructor, I kept the default constructor, argument and all I kept as a parameter constructor, like this I mentioned it. So parameterizer constructor. Whenever I pass these two arguments, it went to parameterizer constructor. So this is the parameter constructor, and I added the parameter constructor. Once this is over, means it is going to create an object. Once constructor has been called, means it's going to create an object. It has created an object. And after that, what is doing with this object, I'm calling the methods p1 data, this method, and p2 dot, this method I have called. So that variables related to that, and object level only will have variables. That is the reason. Okay, whenever I create an object, so I'm passing a values. Model is a 200. When I run this constructor, I am passing the values, right? So this two values is going to assign here. If you see here in this constructor, and I pass m and c. M is model and c is a company. So model having the, and whatever the value I passed it, that model is m value is going to set in the model, and company value c is going to be stored in the company. So I have declared this. After that, I'm calling this method, right? P1 data. So once I assigned it, and it means that it is going to set here. And when I call this make a call, so here I'm printing the values model, company, and all. So here I am able to print them. correct. And after that I have receive call method. So receive call is just to receive call and all. So after that I'm printing a method name address and all. So that is a p1. So this is the way, and this is my program execution. So next it is a being, it's going to be lengthy class, and I'm going to talk about how the objects is going to be, and what is the how this, what is the difference between here passing m, and what is the why I kept is the initially I have added this rate, why I have added this, and all we'll be discussing later video. Thank you. Let us know if you have any doubts.